So we'll see.
I had like I know this is gonna be out of nowhere, but I had a hot take that I really wanted to say on the podcast,
Okay.
and I was seeing some like comments on TikTok that were mentioning
Yeah.
who was the best center back in the world and all that. And is it a hot take to say that if Rúben Dias had gone to Man United, Man United would have won the league?
Ooh. Oh goodness. Uh
I think so.
what next to Maguire?
I think if Rúben Dias had gone to Man United, Man United would have won the league. I
Interesting.
think so. I think that.
You and your hot takes.
Because look at City before Ruben Dias came. They
Well,
were absolutely horrible. They needed a new company,
yeah,
and that's a good hot take though.
that is a good hot take, and he's another one. If you've looked at pictures of him through the years, um, man,
He's
transformation
buff,
he's made too. He went from a skinny little beanpole to what he is now. He's a freaking tank.
and he
Um,
was always ruthless. Ruben
yes,
Dias was always ruthless, like a
yeah,
Pep. He's like Pep. You
yeah.
don't if you go past him, he'll make sure you don't go past him again.
So
You
who
know,
was he coupled with when he was at
Ferro.
Benfica?
Ferro.
Farah. Right, right, right.
And what's interesting was that Ferro was actually seen as a better player than him in the academy because Ferro has something that's used, and he still is really good at it, is ball distribution.
Right.
He was always really good, and Ruben would be the tank that wouldn't even nobody would pass. So it'd be Ferro,
Sure.
Ruben Dias, and I think Ruben Dias managed to go to the first team first because he was just ready and he had the confidence to go to the
Yeah.
Benfica lineup, you know. And the moment he went there, he stayed there, and I feel like mentally he's a very strong player. Even when he arrived at City, you could see it. It's the best decision the club has made. Like you could see, he wanted to step up.
Yeah. Yeah. And step up he did. I mean, I think he's got to be. Is this a hot take to say he is the best center back in the Premier League right now?
Mm. Well, not counting Virgil van Dijk.
Well, yeah.
If I
But Virgil van Dijk ain't. He's not coming back for a while, and I think they gave up what 14 goals in 4 games before he got injured.
still,
But
but
Van Dyke from last year, very clearly, or yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think if you're talking about a calming effect, and there's just a trust there, it's almost you take soccer as football aside, right, and you just kind of push it
yes,
aside, and you look at what Diaz has done at City. I honestly believe he's had one of the most calming effects on a major team. This whole season in any team.
yes,
And the guy's only 23. He's
he'd
only
be
23.
he'd be he'd be the signing of the season in the Prem,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And
I
Diogo Jota could have been,
mhm.
but he got that injury. Oh, but all these Portuguese guys are in the discussion now,
Sure.
which is
Well,
fantastic.
who's going to replace the yeah, who at Benfica could be the next Ruben Diaz? Are there good defensive prospects or are they mostly in the midfielder and up top?
I'm very excited for Moratu.
Okay.
Moratu.
Yeah.
I saw him in the youth league, and whew, he's really good with his feet. Super strong, knows where to be. Never a liability on defense. I f- I think he might be the an option in the future for Benfica, and we all know Jorge Jesus loves Brazilian players. Where he brought Everton, Elton Light, all
Mhm.
these Brazilian players. So I think Muratu. He's not being talked a lot, which I'm surprised, but I think we might be seeing him in the future. Muratu.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's made his debut or no?
I feel like last season he played some minutes for the first team, but he's like Paul Bernard. Paul Bernard, Murat, Ronald Camara. Expect to see them all in the first team, like
Cool.
in my yeah, every
Yeah.
weekend. But Ronald Camara, I did see some news he's going to get a contract extension. Don't know if
Okay.
it's true, but I do think it's a wise decision for him to stay at Benfica.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's really good.
I want to see more of him. I've only been able to experience his upcoming at Benfica through you.
Yeah, but he scored in the youth league at 15, I think. I'm not
Wow,
sure. So that's one hell of a stat to have. Ronald Camara, he's promising.
good.
What he but he stopped Benfica stopped playing him, I think, because of all this contract extension. I think they were having problems. So he was set aside, but I think now everything's going to is going to place, and we might be seeing again finally Ronald Camara playing every weekend, which he deserves. He's really good. He's
Yeah,
really good.
and we're all missing out if we don't get to see him. So
Exactly. We want to see the best talents playing. So
sure.
well, we are talking about Portuguese talent.